Hello, I'm Don Mitchell, the author of Disciple, the book that gives you 60 experiences to help draw you closer to God and to fulfill more of your calling that He has on your life since before the earth was created. This time we're talking in part one, Experience God More Fully, week three, days 5 and 6, the third lesson from this week. And this week's topic is visit where you most feel God's presence. Let me begin by quoting from John chapter 15, verses 4 through 8 in the New King James Version. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. So you will be my disciples. In John 15, 4 through 8, Jesus reminds us that our connections to Him must be continual and strong. One possible way to increase and maintain that connection is by spending more time where we most strongly feel His presence. Each of us associates certain places with God more than some other places. For example, few would find a gasoline filling station to be as spiritual as a church sanctuary. However, if God had appeared to you in a vision at the filling station, you could rightly feel His strong presence there whenever you returned and recalled that experience. The example of Jesus is instructive for such purposes. He spent time with His Father by withdrawing to where He could pray quietly, such as at the Garden of Gethsemane, as described in Matthew 26, verse 36 in the New King James Version. In addition, in describing the Lord's Prayer to His disciples, Jesus indicated that the location for prayer was important. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. This is from Matthew chapter 6, verse 6 in the New King James Version. If you have often followed that advice by using a private place for your daily devotions, you may well sense God's presence more strongly there than in many other locations. As we explored during the lessons on days 1 and 2 of week 1, there are views of and places in God's creation that can cause us to feel His presence more strongly as well. As you think about places in nature where you've gained some spiritual insight that has stayed with you, such a locale may have contributed to some of what you experienced. Of course, timing may strongly influence when and where you feel God's presence. A place where you go for powerfully moving Easter sunrise services might not provide the same experience when visited alone at noon in winter. So let's now talk more about some practical questions for experiencing God more fully by visiting where you most feel His presence. While it's good to remember where and when you most feel God's presence, it's more fruitful to actually experience more of God's presence by actually going to such places. During this lesson, you should visit as many of these locations as you can at the optimal times. However, don't stop doing so after these 2 days. Visit such locations as often as you can, and be open to discovering more of such places. Pray for the Holy Spirit to lead you in both such ways. Here are some questions to help you focus your visitations. 1. Where have you most strongly felt God's presence? 2, which of these places are where you can visit them during the next 2 days and potentially have a somewhat similar reaction? 3, where else that you haven't visited might provide a strong sense of Him? 4, how can you arrange to visit all such places more often? 5, what will be the most important thing for you to do while at each one? And 6, what insights did you gain from these visits during these 2 days? So I hope these experiences will greatly bless you and help to make you appreciate God more fully. So I'll say goodbye for now and look forward to hearing from you in the next lesson.